guys, Yummy here again, and today I'm getting the Mastery Dogtag for the MPX, definitely one of the most popular of the PDWs, and it's pretty obvious why once you start using it. It was definitely something that people were really hoping for with the PDW class when it came with the Dragon's Teeth DLC. It's a very welcome addition to the PDW family in the game, and I'm just going to go over why that is, why it's such a great gun, and why I would recommend it over any of the other PDWs. This Mastery Dogtag was suggested to me by the Siren Gamer 2 Mastery Dogtag videos ago, and I was just getting pretty close with the MPX, so I decided to finally do it. And just remember, if there is a weapon that you guys would like me to do next, make sure you say it down in the comments. Now, starting off with one of the most standout features of the MPX, the fire rate is really fast. One of the fastest of the PDWs. It's slower than the CZ3A1 and the MP7 and a couple others, but it is definitely faster than the PP2000 that I did last time, and this would probably most likely give it an advantage over that gun in practically every conceivable situation. Since PDWs are expected to be close quarters weapons primarily, the fast fire rate really improves its standing among the other PDWs, as it'll make it just quicker and easier to down opponents in closer areas, and it's definitely going to down it faster than pretty much every other weapon in the game except maybe some of the really fast assault rifles. Adding to the high fire rate, the MPX also has a standard starting damage of 26, and this is the second highest damage in the entire PDW class, only beaten by the UMP45 at 33, and seeing as slow as the UMP45's fire rate is, I could see a player using the MPX beating a UMP45 practically every time. However, for minimum damage, it is balanced out as it has a minimum damage of 13, and that means that extreme long range, or basically just long range, since it has one of the most vicious damage reductions in the game, it's going to take for freaking ever to down your opponents. DICE definitely does not want you using this gun at extended ranges, and it definitely shows with the damage model in accordance with the other aspects of this gun. What other aspects seem to hold this gun back along with its minimum damage and massive damage drop-off? One would be the magazine size is only 26 rounds. At least with the PP2000, you have a large magazine count to where you can put the bullets down range that would be required to kill an enemy at range, since of how low its damage is. With the MPX, if you go for a guy at range, you're going to be burning through multiple clips to take him out, unless of course he's already damaged. And this is something you definitely don't want to waste, as with such a small magazine count, you can find yourself running out of ammo pretty quickly. Not that these are the only two aspects that hurt the MPX at range. It also has one of the highest side-to-side recoils in the game, and definitely for the PDWs. Your gun's going to be bouncing around a lot, and trust me, it can be almost impossible to even hit guys at range, let alone kill them. Even if you have the dot of the red dot sight on the guy and you fire, you might find your bullets missing half the time just because of how much recoil it has. Therefore, it is suggested that unless you're tap firing like a monster, you definitely should put a compensator on there to help compensate for that side-to-side recoil. Now, it may sound like that after saying these things I'm kind of bashing this gun. It's not really. I'm just pointing out the negative aspects of this gun because they're definitely there for balance purposes, but aside from those, if you just stick to close and medium range, this gun absolutely shreds through people. With that 26 damage model, in close quarters, it is one of the most powerful guns in the game. It will outshoot practically everything, especially if you get the jump on your enemy, and that is why I love this gun a lot, and I don't know why I didn't get a Mastery Dogtag for it sooner. Now, to help make its case on why it's such a great close quarters weapon, and actually kind of a close quarters beast really, is that it has one of the fastest reloads of the PDWs and one of the fastest in the game. And this is due in part to it being a standard design weapon. It has a magazine in front of the trigger and grip instead of inside the grip like a pistol grip or behind the grip like a bullpup weapon. And bullpup weapons, especially in Battlefield 4, it's seen that they have really slow reloads because you have to reach around behind your arm and to reload the gun, and it can be really awkward, and it's better better for close quarters weapons for them to be bullpup because you can have a longer length barrel in a shorter gun. But for the MPX's case, it is actually better that it isn't a bullpup because you have this really fast reload, and on top of that really high damage, you can shred through a lot of people in a short amount of time. If you manage to land your shots, the MPX is actually so good at close quarters that it's actually become kind of controversial in Battlefield 4. In Battlefield Hardline, not so much. It kind of is overshadowed by the extremely controversial K10 SMG that has no recoil, super fast fire rate, and absolutely shreds through people instantaneously. But in Battlefield 4, it is a splitting weapon of the Battlefield community. Some people love it, some people hate how fast it kills and think it's overpowered. And that's definitely the case in some of these games. Some people were bringing it up in chat, like you saw in the intro, that they think it's overpowered, they think I should throw it away. I don't know if he was calling me a shitter or if he was calling the MPX a shitter. I don't know, but he was just salty, and I think the MPX is an amazing gun, not overpowered at all, especially because of that massive damage drop-off. It is practically useless at range, so it is practically the perfect example of what I think a PDW should be. Absolutely dominates in close quarters, but then has a pretty drastic drop-off and is practically useless at range. But you shouldn't be using it at range, so really the only times you should be using it is when you're expecting close quarters. If you're running around and sucking with it, it's not really anybody's fault, only your own. So overall, the MPX is an amazing weapon, one of my favorite PDWs, and the favorite PDW of a lot of people, because it dishes out so much damage in such a short amount of time in close quarters. You can be very dominant with this weapon. So there we go, another Mastery Dogtag down, and many more to go. Remember, if there is one that you would like me to do next, make sure you say it down in the comments and I'll definitely consider doing it. No pistols, please, because I don't think they make a very interesting video. So if you guys like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And this is Yummy. Goodbye and good hunting.